Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatta Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Vedas. Previously, we discussed about that, how it is the essence of the Vedas. There is a very beautiful verse in Gita Mahatmya, glorification of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And it says, Sarva Upanishado Gabo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Vatsa Partha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdhang Gitamritang Mahat. All the Upanishads are compared to a cow. Krishna, the cowherd boy, milked that cow for the sake of the calf, Arjun. And the milk that was received from that cow is the nectar of Bhagavad Gita, and the real intelligent class of people relish this Bhagavad Gita. So those of you who are coming from India, they know the glory of Bhagavad Gita. And now the importance of Bhagavad Gita is being appreciated all over the world. We in ISKCON have translated Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, in more than 40 languages. And we have distributed over 20 million books all over the world. 20 million Bhagavad Gita has been distributed all over the world. That is how it shows that how Bhagavad Gita is being appreciated all over the world, and how Bhagavad Gita's glory is being spread all over the world. Actually, the way to perfect the human form of life is recognizing the importance of spiritual involvement. The spiritual life is the ultimate goal of human life. Spiritual, what do we mean by spiritual? There are two things existing side by side in this world. One is matter. This is the world of matter. Matter is inert. Matter is dead. But we are living. Why we are alive? Although our bodies are made of matter, why this body made of matter, made of dead matter is alive? Because the soul is there in this body. This is the most important thing to recognize. It's a very simple consideration. In India, practically everyone knows the body is alive, that the body is alive because of the presence of the soul. In every single culture, actually, they recognize that. Because when somebody dies, even in English, we say, he passed away. The body is lying here, but we say, he passed away. Why? Who passed away? The answer to this question is very simple. The soul. The soul passed away, that's why the body is dead. The body to begin with is dead. It's made of dead matter. But because of the presence of the soul, the body was alive, the body was conscious, and as soon as the soul leaves the body becomes dead. So this is the first lesson that we receive from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is giving us the proper understanding of the soul. The soul is non-material, soul is spiritual. Soul is not a product of matter. Soul is not a product of some material combination. Some matter, some chemicals came together under certain temperature and pressure, and then all of a sudden life evolved. No, that is not the right conclusion. The right understanding is that the presence of the soul makes the body alive. And wherever there is life, there is a soul. Whether it's an insect, whether it's a tree, whether it's a reptile, whether it's a bird, whether it's an animal, or whether it's a human being. Whoever is alive, wherever there is life, there is soul. So the informations about the soul has been provided in scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. And in Bhagavad Gita, very systematically this knowledge has been imparted. Like in Bhagavad Gita, we get to know that the nature of the soul. The nature of the soul is na jayate mriyate va kadachin. The soul is never born, soul never dies. So this is the nature of the soul. So, and the soul is indestructible, imperishable. And then gradually Krishna is giving more and more informations that the soul is a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The soul is the minute, insignificant, atomic part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in this way, a very beautiful example has been given. The sun and the rays of the sun. If the sun is compared to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of all souls, then the souls are like the rays that are coming from the sun. And qualitatively, the rays are similar to the sun, but quantitatively, the soul is different from the sun. So that is the difference. So in this way, we get to understand the nature of the soul. And the soul, now the soul is a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, we have two considerations, Jivatma and Param Atma. The minute soul and the Supreme Soul. So in this way, the living entity's identity has been established in Bhagavad Gita. Then the consideration is, Bhagavad Gita is dealing with 5 different aspects. Jivatma, Ishvara, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ishvara. Living entity, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Prakriti, the material nature. And Karma, the activity, how a living entity should become involved in the material nature, and what is the result of a living entity's involvement in the material nature. And Kala, time. So these are the 5 different aspects that had been discussed in Bhagavad Gita. Karma is a very important consideration. So Bhagavad Gita initially is dealing with karma, the action-reaction principle. What happens when one becomes active in this material nature? When one becomes active in the material nature, then his action generates reaction. And he becomes susceptible or responsible to that reaction. As you sow, so shall you reap. We get this concept in Bible also. As you sow, so shall you reap. As you act, accordingly, you will get the result. We can even stretch it to Newton's law of motion. To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So to every action, there is a reaction. And the reaction will be according to your action. When you act in the right way, the reaction will be beneficial or pleasing. When you act in a wrong way, the reaction will be distressful or painful or miserable. Therefore, the Vedas are giving the instruction. Don't act in a wrong way, but act in a right way. What is the right action? The right action is, first of all, the action that will generate good reaction. What is the right action? Abide by the law, that's right action. Break the law, wrong action. If you break the law, you are susceptible to punishment. And if you properly follow the rules and regulations, the law, then you'll benefit. You will get the result accordingly. So these are common sense considerations. So don't act in a wrong way. A simple consideration. Don't tell a lie. Don't steal. Don't hurt anybody. Don't cause pain to others. Because if you do that, there'll be opposite reaction. You hurt somebody, you will become susceptible to get hurt. You kill an animal, the animal will kill you. That's the law. Therefore, don't cause pain to anyone else. And how should one act? The final consideration of right action Krishna is giving. Jat karosi, jadasnasi, jat juhosi, dadasi jat, jat taposhoshi konteya, tat kurusha madarpanam. Whatever you do, jat karosi, jad asnasi, even whatever you eat. We eat, but it is preferable that we offer the food to Krishna first. And then it becomes his prasad. Jadasnasi, then you eat that prasad. So that's the right way to act. Jajjuhasi, you perform sacrifices, yajna. Do it for Krishna. Dadasi jat, you give in charity. Give in charity for the purpose of promoting Krishna consciousness or helping Krishna consciousness. And jat tapososhi, whatever austerities you perform. Tat kurusha madarpanam. Do all that for my sake. Simple advice that Krishna is giving. Why? Because if we act for our own sake, then we'll be responsible to the reaction. But if we if we act on behalf of Krishna, then Krishna will take the reactions. An example, a soldier on behalf of the king fights a battle and kills many enemies. And when he comes back after the battle, the king rewards him. The same soldier kills one person on his own. The same king who rewarded him for killing so many enemies, the same king punishes him. Why? Because the other action was on behalf of the king, whereas this action was out of his own volition. Because he acted on his own, for his own sake, therefore he is responsible to the reaction. Whereas when he acted on behalf of the king, then the king actually takes the reaction. Similarly, when we act on behalf of the King of Kings, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whatever we do, he actually frees us from the reaction, or rather not only frees us from the reaction, but he rewards us. In simple words, when we act on behalf of Krishna, Krishna rewards us. And come to think of it, in all religion, that same understanding has been given. O Lord, give us our daily bread. The Christians are praying. As a Christian, we are praying that. Give us our daily bread. Because we are recognizing that the bread is coming as a mercy of the Lord. And we are expressing our gratitude. We are expressing our gratitude. Amen. Oh my Lord, you have been so kind to me that you are giving me everything that I need. You are giving me the food to eat, you are giving us the water to drink, you are giving us the oxygen to breathe. These are all the arrangements of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, consider who can make such an arrangement. We are taking oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide. If this process continued, the whole atmosphere would have been filled with carbon dioxide. But did it ever happen? No. Why not? Because the trees and plants are taking carbon dioxide and giving back oxygen. Now tell me, can this be an accidental phenomena? No. This is the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He made this arrangement. While He made us, He made the trees and plants. And our sustenance is depending on the trees and plants. We need food. Who is providing the food? Trees and plants. You may say, okay, what about those who eat animals? Well, the animals are sustained by eating the grass or other vegetables. So ultimately it all goes back to that source. Trees and plants are the arrangement of the Lord to provide for everything that we need. Similarly, He is arranging our breathing process. The arrangement is through trees and plants. We are giving out carbon dioxide, trees and plants are taking the carbon dioxide and giving us back the oxygen. So in this way we can see how beautifully the Lord has made all the arrangements. It's simply a matter of becoming aware of it. And in order to become aware, the information has to be provided. Unfortunately, these informations are not being provided in schools, colleges and universities. Therefore, we have to take up the responsibility to distribute this knowledge. ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, that was founded by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Most rarely you know about Srila Prabhupada. At the age of 70, he left Vrindavan as a sannyasi and came to America and started to distribute this knowledge. In 1965, he came to America at the age of 70. And he was penniless. He didn't have any money. He started to distribute this knowledge. His only purpose was that he felt the need to give this knowledge for the benefit of mankind. And the young American boys and girls responded. They saw the importance of this knowledge. They saw that this really makes sense. Never ever they heard such clear understanding about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our relationship with Him. So it made sense and they responded to that. And so much so that they completely committed themselves to this mission. These young American boys and girls, they went to different corners of the world assisting Srila Prabhupada to distribute this knowledge. And as a result of that, in 10 years' time, this Krishna consciousness movement, which is actually the essential manifestation of the Vedic wisdom, this knowledge has spread all over the world. And people are benefiting. So many thousands and thousands of people all over the world are accepting this or recognizing the importance of this knowledge. So in Bhagavad Gita, initially Krishna is dealing with the Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. Bhagavad Gita basically deals with three aspects, three types of yoga. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Yoga, the word yoga means the way to become connected to the Lord. The process of becoming connected. And there are three ways that we can become connected. Karma Yoga, by offering our karma to Him. Jnana Yoga, by understanding the spiritual reality, our spiritual identity, and our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when this jnana or knowledge is received, then one recognizes the importance of being engaged in developing his loving relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is called Prema Bhakti or Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti, the word is coming from the root word bhaj. Bhaj means to serve. What kind of service? When we express our love through some action, that is called bhajan. When that action is directed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then it is called bhakti. So, when one becomes situated in proper spiritual understanding, then he automatically develops his loving relationship with the Lord and becomes engaged in serving Him. Love, real love is expressed through service. Mother loves the child. How many times does the mother say, I love you, I love you, I love you? But 24 hours of the day, the mother is engaged in serving the child. Although she may not tell the child, I love you, but all her heart's feelings are projected to the child through the actions. And that is the real manifestation of love. So we have to develop our loving relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Again, we can also go back to Christianity. What is the first principle of Christianity? What's the first principle that Jesus established? Love thy Father, Lord the God, with all thy heart and soul. Love thy Father. He is our Supreme Father because we all came from Him. So we naturally have to love Him. And through that love, our existence becomes fulfilled. So similarly, when we go to the Vedic concept, we are coming back to the same principle. Krishna Prema Pradayati. Krishna Prem. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not because He is just one Indian person. God is God, whether He is in India or America or China or in whichever country. He is one with the Supreme, who is the Supreme Creator, Supreme Maintainer. Supreme. So He is the Supreme Personality. The understanding of Supreme is no one is equal to Him or no one is superior to Him. That is the meaning of Supreme. He is the Supreme. So that is how our relationship with Him becomes established. He is the Supreme, therefore we must surrender unto Him. And it begins with our action. We can either act for our own sake or we can act for His sake. We can act either to serve our senses, gratify our senses, enjoy through our senses, or we can act in order to give pleasure to His senses. And when we become engaged in giving pleasure to His senses, that's called bhakti. The definition of bhakti therefore is Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. When the senses are engaged in serving or giving pleasure to the master of the senses, Lord of the senses, Rishikesha, that is called bhakti. So anyway, we will discuss more on this topic. We are gradually going to unfold Bhagavad Gita to all of you, and I hope you will benefit. And if you want, we'll give you our email address, contact address. So please communicate with us. If you have any question, we'll try to answer them. Thank you all very much. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhayeva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.